All right, everyone, I want to cover where most runners go wrong and completely ruin their running and training through injury. Hi, everyone. Steve Gonser, physical therapist with RunSmart. And for the last 10 years, I've been helping as a physical therapist just help people get back to running and training and being injury-free. And there's a lot of mistakes that people are making, and I want to outline one of them today that could help you. So even if you're not injured now, this could be a game changer for you, so definitely watch it. Now, if you want to learn more, make sure you check out RunSmartProtocol.com or the link in this post, because you can actually get the full 4-step program that I use to get runners from kind of injured to totally injured to back to running and training as quickly as possible. It gets rid of a lot of the guesswork that people have, so make sure you click on the link in the post or just go to RunSmartProtocol.com. Okay, so here's what happens. This is a hockey stick moment, I call it. And if you imagine just a hockey stick, having that big bend and that big blade to it, this is what most runners look like. That slope is what most runners look like when they're looking at how much time do they have to take off. So as an injury progresses, let's say you start to feel like I'm about to be hurt. And what you do with most runners, what most runners do is they start to cut their mileage in half. They start to space their runs out. And that's really a hope that just a little bit of rest will make me feel better, that will make it go away. And it's wishful thinking. It works sometimes, but it doesn't work most of the time. And then what runners do is they get to the point where they need 2 weeks off. And by that point, they're just throwing a Hail Mary, hoping that just some time off will help. And that rarely works. So as things go on, let's say this is the point in your injury cycle where it starts. And this is usually minor. Make sure I'm in frame here, like I always do. Most of the time when the injury starts, it's very subtle. You're not sure if you should stop or not, but you can keep running on it, and that is trouble. So a lot of runners, let's say that what I'm going to graph is how long it takes to recover. So let's say time to heal. And early on in that cycle, when your injury first starts, the time to heal, and this is days here, let's call it weeks, actually, because you'll see what I'm about to do here. As time goes on, this will start to creep up. And, early on, you're like, this isn't that bad, I don't have to worry about it, and that's typical. But then what happens is you start to have an inflection point where you're like, I'm going to start spacing those runs, I'm going to start decreasing my mileage a little bit, but I'm going to still run and train. And as time goes on, it starts to get more and more time to get this thing to fully heal. And then you get to the point where most runners get to, and they're like, I can't even run, I got to take 2 weeks off, and they try to kind of force these runs. And typically what you'll see is this big inflection point where something that could take maybe 2 weeks to heal becomes 2 to 6 months to heal on the back end because they didn't respect it early on in the front. So what does this look like? How do you know that you're at the inflection point or growing towards it? When you go and you start divvying up, like I said, you start spacing your runs out, you start decreasing your mileage, you're starting that process of running yourself out of running. But when you get to the point where it just used to hurt while I ran, but now it hurts when I walk. Now it hurts when I go up and down stairs. When I get out of a chair, I have to limp a little bit. Those are the times where you're really at this point where you're about to take something that is a built fire of injury and you're about to throw some gas on it in a match and blow it up. So what do you do in this time frame is what we cover in the RunSmart Protocol. Again, if you want the full thing and you're worried about injury, if you're an injury-prone runner, go to the link in this post and download the full RunSmart Protocol because I'll spell this out for you. But what you want to do is just recognize this early. A lot of times if you just go to cross-training for a couple days even early on in the process, the injury can heal, it can get stronger, and you can just go back to training. But what do we all do? We go, it's not that bad, I don't want to miss time, I'm a nut job if I don't run. So you just keep banging on it, and you hit that hockey stick moment when you space runs, you decrease mileage, you start to hurt outside of running in your daily life, and you're pretty much going up Schitt's Creek at that point. And then what I see most runners do is they take 2 weeks off, try again, take 2 weeks off, try again, and they just keep that cycle rolling. So we don't want to do that. And if you're an injury-prone runner, if you are a runner who's training right now and it's going really well, and you want to stay there, or if you're just trying to get back to training, definitely check out the RunSmart Protocol. It'll spell out how do you know when you're hurt, how do you handle the first week or two when you're hurt, how do you build your mileage after you've been off for a while, and what do you do in the interim so you're not just sitting on the couch eating bonbons, hoping for the best and doing nothing. It's all spelled out for you. Check out the RunSmart Protocol in the link in this post, or just go to runsmartprotocol.com and you can find it there. But I know we've all been here. I know a lot of you have been here. Please don't do this. It'll save you a lot of time, a lot of money at doctor's offices too, and probably unnecessary tests that aren't needed. So hopefully this helps, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.